All right. All right. Hello. Welcome back to our weekly blog installment.
Hey, how you doing? Hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Hey,
This newest blog written by Dr. Dave is called Sugar Sugar. Do you have that little jingle in your brain now? It'll be stuck there
the
forever.
Archies.
So it
Ah,
starts
sugar,
off.
sugar. Dun, 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 dun,
We
dun.
say, hello, hooray for the Archies.
Yeah,
Thank you for following along, and I hope you're able to get a copy of the Deflame Diet by Dr. David Seaman, chiropractor.
couldn't be more proud of this book if it was my own kid. I didn't write it, but wow, it's got everything. I mean, quite honestly, you could save your life with it. So what's not to be excited about?
It is not that I am off any other book that I've
No.
recommended. They are all amazing and they should be read and applied. Genius Foods by Max Lugavere is amazing
Yep.
and can save you and your loved ones more trouble than you could ever shake a stick at.
Amazing book.
All of these books that I recommend take aim from different perspectives at the same problem: an unhealthy pro inflammatory lifestyle, which appears to be the source of most of everything in terms of illness and disease.
Yeah.
I love the simplicity of it all and the fact that let's do that one again. I love the simplicity of it all and the fact that the controls to your survival and ability to thrive have always been in your hands.
So I love that. It's and here's the ugly, ugly, ugly R word that nobody wants to hear. So if there's kids in the room, put your hands over their ears and everything else. You might put your hands over your own ears. It's called responsibility. Oh my goodness, how can I swear like that? And that's the big problem. That's what's so great about something like this. It's responsibility. You have an obligation and a responsibility to your own health and wellness, and as such, you have a responsibility toward the health and wellness for others or of others as well. You just do. There's just no way you get to go be you and whatever you want, and then somebody's supposed to come along and save you and everybody else. It's never going to happen. There is a Santa Claus because I saw Santa Claus when I was a little kid, but there's no Superman, there's no Batman, there's nothing. There's no Captain America, there's no Thor, Hulk, or anything. There's nothing coming to save you except you.
Yeah. It was the advent of the profiteers and their snake oil at a time when the public was convinced that we could not and should not be self determined and responsible for the well being of not only ourselves, but of others as well.
Yeah, that's all that happened. We took care of ourselves, we knew what to do, and then the snake oil salesman came in and said, "Oh, do whatever you want. This is going to fix you."
A number of years
Never did.
ago, I met a lady from Czechoslovakia who thought it was very odd when she learned that in this country we had a cold and flu season. She had never heard of
Yeah.
such a thing. It is interesting that this season occurs during winter and around the holidays, the time of year when most are highly stressed and even more highly inflamed from all of the holiday goodies.
Yeah. Sugar, sugar.
It is not that all of these bugs just decided to come to town, they were always here, but rather this time of year when most are eating many pounds of pro inflammatory calories such as candies, cookies, cakes, pie, and alcoholic beverages.
And I do mean pounds.
Yeah. By creating a highly inflamed internal environment in your body, the bugs now have an opportunity to do their dirty worst.
There it is. You set it up so that the bugs could do what the bugs do. And it's like, oh, stupid bugs. No, bugs are doing what bugs do. How can you be mad at a bug when it's within its nature to do what it does? And then your immune system does what it does to fight the bugs, only your immune system is busy trying to handle those 3 boxes of Oreo cookies you ate and chased down with 2 gallons of Mountain Dew.
Wow. And this goes to say, did he really say pounds?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Pounds.
The average American, one, eats 150 pounds of sugar each year.
150 pounds.
That's truly
That nowadays, sadly, is the average 6-year-old. Yeah, I said it. How about that?
The second point consumes 3.4 pounds of sugar on Halloween. Kids eating around 7,000 calories or 3 cups of sugar on that day.
On Halloween, 3.4 pounds of candy to the tune of 7,000 calories on one night.
During the holidays, we consume about 17 teaspoons of additional sugar normal to what we would have eaten that day. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And the fourth point, gains 8 pounds of inflammatory body fat between Halloween and New Year's Day.
Yeah, 8 pounds of body fat. I recently, which I thought was very interesting, saw a person commented on the previous blog, and they said, he was always under the impression, which I love, it's not so much what you eat between Thanksgiving and Christmas. The real problem is what you eat between Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's it.
These numbers do not take into account the inflammatory calories from processed flour and grain flour, nor from that of highly inflammatory polyunsaturated vegetable oils and trans fats.
Yeah.
I don't think a person could be more inflamed if he doused himself in gasoline and set himself on fire.
Oh, yeah. This is 24/7.
Yeah.
Most people eat 16, 17 hours a day.
Yeah.
And stuff like this. 60% of the American diet is comprised of sugar, grains, grain flours, and these polyunsaturated, these polyunsaturated vegetable oils that are refined, highly refined, which means they're superheated, which makes them very toxic, very full of free radicals and toxins and all sorts of stuff.
And if you think that's just a figure that Dr. Dave pulled out of the ethers, it's actually a fact from this book, which the majority of this book is just strictly citation on where Dr. Seaman got his information, got his figures, got his facts. These aren't just strictly, unbiased opinions. These are things that have been researched and everything like that.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's just a matter of responsibility. You read this and it's like, yeah, I should probably, if these things are actually making me sick, they're actually making me sick right now. They're in the process of making me sick, or someday will make me sick. There's that ugly R word again. Go ahead, let's cover the ears. Responsibility. Don't want to hear it. Yeah, I said that, man. Seriously, it's responsibility. End of the day. It's an ugly word. Nobody likes it.
It is the inflammation and additional body fat that makes a person more susceptible to infection from cold and flu bugs, and even the COVID-19 virus.
Yeah.
There's
wonderful videos that actually show how these sugar inflammatory diets basically lead the pathway so that the COVID bug gets into the cell and off you go. Bad news.
If you get a chance, you should check out those websites concerning metabolic syndrome and COVID-19. The more inflamed and the more unhealthy, the more susceptible to poor outcomes from COVID-19 and whatever else is coming your way.
Yeah. Well, there is something else, trust me. Wherever it is, making another one right now.
This is what we should have told. This is what we should have told instead of all that mask stuff.
Yeah.
So
how to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Instead of protect and save. Oh my goodness. If you're healthy, as we've always said, healthy people generally tend to be healthy. Unhealthy people generally tend to be unhealthy. Healthy things happen to healthy people. Unhealthy things happen to unhealthy people. Your ambition, try to be healthy.
So here we are, the usual and customary. And by usual and customary, I mean those lifestyle activities that promote health, wellness, and one's ability to thrive. Huh. What pill or shot or extravagant remedy is going to cure you in the face of 150 pounds of sugar each year?
Think about that. And yet you see them on TV. At least 2/3, 3/4 of the commercials are for some pill that's going to save your life. At 150 pounds of sugar, there's no pill. Oh, well, these diseases are different. Absolutely not. Every single one of them starts off as an inflammatory process. Every single one of them is a process that slowly burns and burns and burns, and the body becomes more and more unhealthy, more and more unhealthy. And like we talked about with the whack-a-mole thing, and then boom, disease X, disease Y, disease A, disease B, Blue Zorch syndrome. Oh my goodness. And we got pills for all of this stuff. But that's where it started. That's why you want to read this book or books like it and start to clean up that diet and get healthy.
My dad goes on to say, I can think of none, and not to brag, I have a pretty good imagination.
Real good imagination.
Especially if you've listened to these blogs, you can hear the imagination come through. It seems kind of foolish and a waste of time to treat any disease or disorder if one is going to continue to contribute to being inflamed each and every day with the things that he eats and drinks.
Yeah, if your lifestyle is actually making you sick, I mean, what surgery or what pill is going to correct that if you are each day working on, keep that in mind, working on. We're not talking about working on virtue or wisdom or your goodness or kindness. We're talking about working each and every day at making yourself unhealthy and sick. There's no pill that's going, there's nothing that's going to save you except there's that R word again, some self-responsibility, some responsibility, and you know what? Just like, yeah, it's time I grew up and pursued health. Yeah,
Wouldn't you agree?
yeah.
I think we all would.
All right. Well, yeah. Sorry for screaming at you and stuff, but this is serious stuff, man. We're talking about very horrible diseases that will end a lot of great people's lives when it didn't have to happen. And the FDA is not going to protect you. The CDC is not going to. The pharmaceutical companies, your average medical guy, and stuff like that. We had a couple guys in here today telling us how we need to run our practice and sue. Both these guys were easily over 100 pounds. They were medical people, not medical people, medical doctors. They are neurosurgeons telling us how we need to run our practice and stuff like that. The one fellow dropped something on the ground, he could barely bend down and pick it up. What if you're having neurosurgery and he drops the instrument? How's he going to pick it up?
They're not going to pick it up if it.
But they're not. But you get the point. It's like, come on, are we doing healthcare? Or are we not doing healthcare?
Exactly.
Good.
Well, happy Thanksgiving. We hope you guys had a restful weekend.
Yeah, hope you had a great one. This coming Thursday is our first night for book club.
Yeah.
So if you want to be here, whether you read the book, you got the book, it doesn't matter. If you want to watch some of David Seaman's videos, you can look those up. If you want to know a little bit of something.
He's got podcasts on Spotify and all that type of stuff as well. So, or if you just want to come and absorb some good information, we're just going to be talking about this stuff. It's not supposed to be, we're not going to have our noses up or pretend, how we are. We're just going to, make this
it's just a help
accessible.
Yeah, it's just a help flow. And so if we can, fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you liked what we had to say and stuff like that, push that little thumbs up, and it'll do a little jig for you and dance and throw stars around, and it'll make you happy for a little bit. And to see a like makes me happy. So hey, it's win-win.
Well, take care.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Take care.